Hey guys, I'm Katherine. I'm going into my 5th year at RIT, and 4 years ago, I was scrambling around trying to figure out what was coming with me to college, what was staying home, and what I really needed for my freshman year. So I'm here today to tell you what you need to pack for your freshman year of college. Starting off, let's get into clothing. I would recommend bringing your staples, so those are pants, shorts, shirts, any daily wear that's enough to last you for 2 weeks. And yes, just 2 weeks because you will be doing laundry at college and you don't want to overpack for your first year, especially because dorm rooms can be pretty small. Along with those staples, I'd recommend bringing some athletic clothes. Even if you don't work out, bring 1 or 2 sets because it's helpful to have some activewear on hand for any activities that involve a lot of movement where you might be getting a little sweaty. You're also going to want to bring a couple of hoodies or sweatshirts that are super comfortable for you to just pop on whenever, if you're going to do your laundry, if you're going to the dining hall, or if you're just cold in your dorm room. It's always great to have something cozy that you can relax in. Light jackets are great for the beginning of the semester as we're transitioning to fall. There's something that you can throw on when it's cooler at night or layer over other clothing pieces as the weather gets colder. Raincoats are definitely a must. It's really nice to have a waterproof layer of protection when it's raining outside and you're walking to class. And nothing is more miserable than getting caught in a rainstorm on your way to class and then having to sit through your lectures in wet or damp clothes. If you're going to college in a colder place like Rochester, a parka is non-negotiable. My parka is the only thing that keeps me safe and warm in the winter. I mean, I practically live in that thing. And having a warm jacket to protect you from those cold temperatures is a must up here because no matter how cold or how snowy it is, everyone keeps moving. For footwear, you're going to want to bring a few pairs of comfortable walking shoes and sneakers. A few years ago, I got a pair of water-resistant sneakers, and those were a total game changer for me because I could withstand rainy or wet weather without having to throw a full pair of boots on. But on that note, waterproof boots are a must in cold and snowy environments. They don't have to be snow boots. They could be rain boots, Doc Martens, Timberlands, bean boots, whatever you want, as long as they can withstand water and cold temperatures. The last thing you're gonna need to be prepared for cold weather is some sort of head protection, like a hat or scarf, or if you're me, earmuffs, and some sort of hand protection like mittens or gloves. Now, moving on to dorm essentials, your dorm is a small space that you're gonna be living out of for the next 8 to 9 months, and you're probably gonna be sharing it with someone else. So maximizing your organization and space here is a must. Some organizational tools I'd recommend here are hanging storage for your closet, under the bed storage bins, dresser drawer organizers, and a shoe rack. And command strips and command hooks are going to be really helpful for pretty much anything in your dorm. In all of my years moving in and out of dorms and apartments, command has been a pain-free and damage-free removal, so highly recommend. Command hooks, the heavy duty ones in particular, are also great for hanging jackets, towels, and bags, but an alternative is over-the-door hooks that you can pop on your closet door, or you can also pop them on the side of your bed. Clothing hangers are obviously an essential, but since you're limited on space in dorms, I would also recommend getting hanger organizers like this and pants organizers like this. They're going to be really helpful for 1, organizing your clothes, and 2, giving you more space in your closet because you can stack your clothes down, and that gives you more hanging room. Another thing I want to recommend is a bedside pocket, which is really going to come in handy if your bed is lofted or if you can't get your nightstand right next to your bed. This pocket is going to become your new nightstand where you put things that you want to have right next to you when you're in bed. And even if you are able to put your nightstand right next to your bed, it's still nice to have something else to put things in, so could be handy. Most dorms are equipped with trash cans in the rooms, but I would recommend getting a small waste bin just in case because you really don't want any trash or waste building up around your dorm room. Now, this also isn't necessary, but I would recommend getting a mirror, either a smaller vanity to put at your desk or a full-length mirror to put on a wall or hang on a door because it's going to be really helpful for getting ready in your room. Next, I'd recommend that you bring 2 reusable water bottles to college. Hydration is really important, and it's going to be good to have a water bottle on hand to help you stay hydrated. And having 2 gives you a backup just in case you lose one. I'd also recommend bringing some sort of water filter like a Brita for your dorm room, but this one is more so a personal preference, so it's up to you. Now, since you're living in a dorm, you're probably going to be doing most of your eating on campus, but I would recommend bringing just 1 bowl, 1 mug, and 1 set of utensils. just in case you're heating up something like leftovers, ramen, or a frozen meal in your room. At RIT, every dorm room comes with a micro fridge, a mini fridge with a microwave on top, which makes heating up food in your room really convenient. When I was a freshman, I would go to the school store and get a couple of frozen meals to have in my room, and those would come out late at night when the dining halls were closed, but I still needed to eat. And that's where those dishes and silverware really were great for me to have. If you do end up bringing dishes, definitely bring a little bottle of dish soap and a sponge with you so that you can wash those dishes, utensils, and water bottles in between uses. On that note, it's super helpful to have a roll of paper towels and an all-purpose cleaner on hand to keep your dorm clean in general, or to clean up any messes or spills that might happen there. If you're a snacker like me, I'd also bring a couple of chip clips to keep any food or snacks you have fresh. And if you're not using them, they can also be great for managing wires or holding other things together. Ziploc bags aren't essential, but there's something I brought to college and found super handy for organizing and keeping track of small things, and also for storing items or other things that could get messy, like liquids when I travel. The last thing on this list isn't necessary, but it could be helpful to have a duster or a small vacuum on hand, especially if you like your living space clean and tidy. Again, it's not a necessary item, and I wouldn't recommend bringing any big vacuums or mops, just something small that can be tucked away. Now, most of you are going to be living in dorms where there are communal bathrooms and showers, so this is where a shower caddy is going to be really important. You can get a hard one or a soft one, whichever you prefer. The most important thing here is that you can carry it comfortably and easily, and that it can hang up on a hook or a shower rod so that it doesn't have to sit on the floor while you're showering. If you are living in a dorm where you're using a communal bathroom and shower, please get some shower shoes. Shower shoes will protect you and your feet from bacteria and infections that you could get in those communal bathrooms, and they'll also help you not slip and slide around on that wet tile floor in the shower. Now, for your towels, I'd recommend bringing 2 bath towels so that you can cycle through them more frequently between loads of laundry. I would also recommend bringing an extra non-bath towel, more so a beach towel that you can take to the pool or outside if you want to go sit on the lawn or quad with your friends. This can also be helpful for any spills or messes that might happen in your dorm. For communal showers, it could be nice to also get a robe that you can throw on before and after you go to the shower so that you don't have to walk around with a towel wrapped around you. But that being said, a towel does work just fine if you can't or don't want to get a robe. Now, these are probably already on your list or in your bag, but I'm just gonna rapid fire through some essential toiletries that you want for college. Deodorant, face wash, shampoo, conditioner, face lotion, body lotion, toothpaste, floss, toothbrush. Now, this is a pretty straightforward list, but I do want to note that it might be helpful to bring an extra toothbrush or toothbrush head just in case the one that you're using gets dropped or damaged, or in case you've just gotten over a cold. You're going to want to swap your toothbrush out for a new one as soon as possible, and having one on hand makes that even easier. Moving on to linens and laundry, a lot of the items I'll list here are pretty intuitive and on a lot of college packing lists already, so I'll just briefly go through these. For your bed, you're going to want pillows. I usually go with 2, but it's really just up to you. A mattress pad or mattress topper, which isn't an essential, but something that I would recommend because dorm mattresses can be a little uncomfortable, and it's important that you have a good place to sleep at night. You're gonna want a comforter or a blanket, whatever will keep you warm when you're sleeping, and you're gonna want at least 1 set of sheets and pillowcases, but 2 if you can, because that's gonna make changing your sheets and washing them a lot easier when you do that. Most dorms typically have twin XL beds, but I would make sure you double check the size of your dorm's bed or mattress with your school before you purchase your sheets or mattress pads, just in case you don't have a twin XL. For laundry, you're gonna need detergent and dryer sheets and fabric softener if you want that, but most importantly, you're gonna need a hamper. You're going to have to walk, or maybe even trek to get to the laundry room in your dorm, so it's super important to have a hamper that is easy and comfortable to carry. Make sure it has long handles that you can sling over your shoulders, or even straps so that you can wear your hamper like a backpack. Definitely get at least 1 hamper, but if you can, get 2. so that you can separate your laundry if you want to, or if you don't have time to fold your clothes right away after you finish your laundry, you can keep your clean clothes in one hamper and throw your dirty clothes in a separate hamper. If you do get an extra hamper, try to find one that is foldable and compact so that if you're not using them, it can just be tossed to the side and it doesn't take up a lot of space. Lastly, get yourself a lint brush and a stain remover. You're probably gonna get at least one stain in your clothes during your freshman year. If and when you do stain your clothes, you're not gonna have to scramble around to find that stain remover. You can start working it out immediately, which is gonna be great. The last thing I'm gonna cover is a miscellaneous category with some general essentials that you'll probably want for college, but you don't necessarily need for school. The only thing on this list that is a must is a backpack. If you really want, you could probably find another bag like a tote or a messenger bag that works for carrying books, notebooks, and electronics to class, but there's a reason that a backpack is so classic. Having those two straps to distribute the weight that you're carrying is really great, especially when you're carrying around a lot and you're having to walk a lot around campus in between your dorm and your classes. Next, get an umbrella and try to find a small one that you can put in your backpack or carry with you easily. This umbrella that I have is super compact and it comes with a little carrying case so that I can slip it into my backpack and I won't leave it anywhere. If you're in a cold environment like Rochester, you're also going to want to be as prepared as possible for the cold and snowy weather. And electric hand warmers have saved me and just changed my college experience. They're super warm, they're portable, and they're rechargeable. And they can double as a portable charger, which is also really great to have with you. Another optional item that I got, and I see a lot of other college students get for the dorm rooms, is a small or portable speaker. The audio quality on this isn't top notch, but it's nice to be able to play music on something a little louder and nicer than my phone speakers, and it creates a great atmosphere for whenever I'm hanging out with my friends in my room or outside on the lawn somewhere. First aid kits are a great option for basic medical supplies because they have pain relievers, bandages of all sorts of sizes, sterilizers, antibiotic ointments. But if you don't want to get a full first aid kit, that's okay. I'd recommend at least getting some band-aids, pain relievers, and a thermometer to have on hand. I'd also recommend getting cold medicine and cough drops at the beginning of the semester. Even if you don't think you'll get sick, it's pretty common to get some sort of cold in college at least once. So it's great to have the supplies to treat that on hand so that when you do get sick, you're fully prepared. I also always stock up on vitamin C, emergency, or cold shortening remedies like Zicam to take the minute I start feeling sick so that I can get over that cold as soon as possible. A lot of states, like New York, are moving away from the usage of disposable plastic bags. So having reusable shopping bags with you or tote bags is going to be really great for any time that you run errands or go to the grocery store. These reusable bags can also come in handy for carrying things around campus or just storing things in your dorm room. Alright, so that is pretty much my full list of what I packed for my freshman year of college and what I think is important for you to have your freshman year of college. If you're packing right now to go to college or you're getting ready to start packing, I hope that this was a helpful video for you to watch. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way through and good luck with your freshman year of college.